Coming to you from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, this is the Quinn Spinn. Hey now, and welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one and all, to a brand new edition The Quinn Spinn. You'll hear a better one on next week's episode. But anyway, I'm your host, Quinn. Will. And I'm back here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, YouTube, and more for another rousing and riveting installment of the official podcast of Underground Music Collective. And we're back in the new doghouse for a very hopefully quiet episode of the Quinn Spinn in terms of our volume and in terms of the volume of the other people in the house. We had a young member of our family. One of the Pebbles wanted to join us and it didn't work out. And let's just say she's not happy about getting fired.
No.
But, you know, it's fine. Who would be? I mean, especially from this fine program.
That's right. But now we have somebody crying so badly that they want to be on the show.
Weeping.
That's how far we've come.
We've never been more popular
to be on the show.
Yeah.
The hottest ticket in town.
That's right.
That's right. Anyway, you've heard Revel 9's All I Become at the top of this show and a lot of other shows. That's been our opening theme song since the great year of 2014. And it will be until the very end of days. And I think on one of next week's episodes, we're going to have a very special message from DJ Perlman of Revel 9 and other good friends of the show throughout the years.
That's right.
Scotty's been putting some work in on compiling some very special things.
It's the most work I've done in 10 years.
Yeah, finally, you're pulling your weight.
You're welcome.
Anyway.
Jesus.
So anyway, how you doing?
How am I doing? I'm doing. I'm doing. I'm on summer break right now. Go back to work next week, and just got back from Disney.
Yeah. How was it?
It was great. It was hot.
Florida.
Yeah, it was very hot. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody.
Nope.
What else is new?
We've got a good stupid news for us.
I think I have a very good stupid news for you.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Because you know what happens.
Yeah, my ass is on the line.
It is.
Speaking of your ass,
you don't pay me.
Speaking of,
how many times have you pooped since we last met?
Me?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good question.
You know, there were a couple of years where I tried keeping a tally of this, and I lost count somewhere around April.
When was the last time?
I did not expect that to come out.
I
did.
No pun intended.
I didn't think that was going to be something that was said after I asked that question.
I can tell you how many times today. I mean, I know.
I could tell you how many times today. Also, it was all in my bathroom.
Yeah. Oh no! There was one before.
All right, so
yeah,
two.
No, the second time I used the bathroom was number one.
When was the last time we met? I need to start with that.
Well, the last time we met.
No, JD
Zoom?
and I.
I think April.
Oh,
so April to August.
That's a lot of poops.
Yeah, that is a lot of poops.
I mean, if it's one a day.
I mean, I do at least one a day, or I try at least. It's healthy to try to.
Keeps you regular.
Go one a day. So. How many days? This is too much math.
Let's say 100.
At least 120. If it's 4 months, at least 120, I would say.
Yeah, maybe more. Give or take. $1.20.
Okay.
How about you?
Pass.
Oh, happy anniversary, guys! 10 years.
Yeah.
This is the intros we're at now.
This is the last episode of year 10 and maybe ever.
Yeah, I just destroyed the show.
Yeah, well, that's what you're here for, JD, is to take us off the rails. So.
Well, no, I mean, it's always been the implication that the show would eventually get back on the rails.
Well, it usually does.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's no hope from here, is what you're saying.
No, I just asked a random question, and
I think what it was you saw I was struggling with what's new, and I didn't have anything, so you were helping me out.
That's exactly what happened, and I just happened to ask the worst question I could have asked to retain your audience.
Right, but
because no one's gonna keep listening.
No, there's always an audience for poop jokes.
There is. On it.
That really wasn't a poop joke. That was a poop inquiry.
A poop inquiry.
There's an audience. A poop inquiry.
Nobody expects the poop inquisition.
I have a question.
Yes.
And this came from a very close family friend, Uncle Mike, may he rest in peace. But he used to say that one of the funniest words in the English language was duty. And I think I kind of agree. If somebody says duty, I chuckle like 10-year-old.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a
little
funny
bit.
word.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Right?
I don't think it's as funny as maybe you do, but
And I think it's pretty funny.
depending on the context.
Duty?
Yeah, duty.
I don't think it's that
See,
funny.
you just said it.
I think
laugh.
I think if you use it in a very campy context, like I have to go to the bathroom and do my duty.
No, see, I don't think
double
that's funny.
entendre.
But if you say I have to go make a duty,
If you don't think campy
That's
is funny,
funny.
we're gonna really struggle to get.
I
through
have
these
hold on,
cases.
guys.
telling you.
Guys,
do they
one
say
sec.
duty?
No,
Guys,
it's
what-
campy.
Guys, one sec. I have to go craft a duty.
Oh, craft.
I have to Minecraft a
And I
duty.
almost spit my water out. That's the mentality I have. Is
So Scotty Rock is technically 5
yeah.
in his.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we learned here
Duty.
today. Yeah. Well, I mean, thank you for keeping us off the rails now.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now, if I may ask JD a question, how you been, sir? To try to get things back on the rails. This is the
Well,
poop episode.
The
I guess it
poop
is.
episode.
The
Poopsode 20.
well, we're gonna talk about all kinds of fecal matter tonight, but before we do that, let's start
Even
with
feeling good.
actually, is my feeling good have to do with no, it has to do with health, but not that.
Mm.
Um yes, but I have been good. I've had an eventful summer. And it started in Florida, and then it went to Dirty Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Dirty Myrtle.
And then it went to a ship from Seattle to Alaska,
Oh,
which
how was that?
Alaska is gorgeous.
That's
If
what I
you
hear.
So-
My parents went.
Of the states you've been to, where would you rank it in terms of gorgeousness?
one,
Number 1.
and it's not close.
I still have
That's one of your few left, right?
Yeah, I still have Alaska to look forward to. Colorado
One-
number 1 for me right now.
One, and it's not even close.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, Skagway, Alaska,
hmm
one of my favorite places I've ever been in my entire life.
Amazing.
You know, it's funny because my parents went on a cruise to Alaska a few years ago and just
Mhm.
raved about it. And I always thought it was such like a old person trip, you know, like I'm going to take a cruise to Alaska. But the more I hear about it, I am changing my mind.
Nah.
Well, also the more you hear about it, the older you're getting.
That's
so
true.
Maybe
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Touche.
I understand why
Fuck
it's a
you.
bucket list item for a lot of people.
Mhm.
If you get a chance to go on an Alaskan cruise, if you have an excursion that takes you to Tracy Arm Fjord, which is a glacier,
Mhm.
take it, because it is one of the most breathtaking things I've ever seen in my entire life. If you're a big fan of crab, get some Alaskan king crab in Skagway. It was delicious.
I'll get me some crab cakes.
I have crabs once.
Oh no, just get the king crab leg. That's it. It's so
Just the
good.
leg.
One leg.
Yeah, just one leg.
How big was it?
Over a pound.
Damn.
It was
One leg.
gigantic. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's why it's the king crab.
Yeah. It's also $82.
Oh,
Worth it.
Absolutely. Best
Okay.
crab I've ever had in my life.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I firmly believe if food is that good. Speaking of, we got to give a plug to where we had dinner tonight.
yes. we
But
do.
if food is that good, it is worth a high price.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
the experience and the craft.
Even
of
though
it.
you end up just pooping it out, duty.
Oh Jesus.
duty calls you, compels you to try it.
Yeah, so then did the cruise, came home, got the flu on the cruise though.
Ooh,
That wasn't the
I hope
best.
towards the end.
No, it was like right smack dab in the middle.
Hmm.
I literally got the king crab in Skagway, got back on the ship, and got a fever.
Ugh.
Oh,
And then came home, tested positive for COVID.
Wow, what a summer.
Yeah. Oh, it's not over yet. We got back beginning of August. My voice is still not all the way back. Like if you can hear it, it's kind of
you got raspy, seductive.
it's raspy.
Yeah,
It's still a
yeah.
little bit yeah, I'm still coughing. I'm still on Mucinex DM. Not an ad, but thank you Mucinex for making my life so much better.
Good friends of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't have COVID anymore. I've tested negative, but it beats you up. My goodness. It's the first time I've had COVID. And then this past weekend, I went to the Minnesota State Fair.
Oh, yes, the
that's
first
cool.
the sequel. for the sequel. Did they have that pickle pizza again?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
they
we talked
did.
about that.
And it was still really good.
Yeah, that was the seductive JD episode last year. Just
Yeah,
like
shout out to my friend Nicole for having me back, opening her house to me up again for a second time. She wasn't tired of my shit the first time, and welcomed me back this year.
I'm still waiting for
Uh,
Scotty and Elle to get tired of mine.
I
Surprised-
know, dude. I'm waiting for everyone to get tired of my shit because I'm tired of my shit. I'm tired of my fecal matter, of my duty.
Mhm.
Duty.
Spewing duty everywhere.
So
Yeah.
shout out to Nicole for letting
Good
me
friend
come
of the
back
show.
up there.
Good friend
Good
of the show.
friend,
Yeah,
good friend of the
Nicole.
show,
Let's spin a
Nicole.
round of applause for Nicole.
So I got back from that on Monday, and yeah, now I think I'm home for a while.
And you're back to tell us the tales, the
Yeah.
adventures.
Yeah. But a lot of gratitude this summer, just being able having the freedom to do those things and go on those adventures. I know
Yeah, that's
people
awesome.
people are busy these days, and I just need to sit back and appreciate the freedom that I have right now to be able to do that.
Yeah, incredible opportunities. And I'm
Cool.
particularly jealous of the Alaska thing because that
Yeah.
is one of my six. That
What was a fjord called?
Tracy Arm Fjord.
Arm, like arm?
Yeah, like my arm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
And
look. I just
Tracy,
wanna
like-
take- I'm sure it's totally different in person, but I just want to look up a picture.
Oh yeah, yeah.
See the beauty of.
Feel free.
The
And if
majesty.
you're listening at home, Google Tracy Arm Fjord. Fjord spelled FJORD. It's a Nordic word, I believe, if I remember
Yes.
correctly.
Mhm. There are fjords all over
Oh,
Scandinavia,
wow.
I believe. Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's just the photos. Well, you can't see this out there, but
So imagine, yeah, put it up next to your
Yeah.
camera if you can.
Google it.
Yeah,
Where's the camera?
yeah, it's down.
Yeah.
Down.
Oh.
Mine's down. I have a gaming laptop.
So picture being less than
Uh.
picture being less than a quarter mile away from that on a boat.
Wow.
on a
Yeah,
boat.
that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. We gotta get there. All right. That's a bucket list item for your boy.
Yeah.
When I check Alaska.
But don't go on Carnival. Carnival sucks.
Oh.
They give you the flu.
Gave me the flu and
Give you all
probably
you can eat, all
COVID.
you can drink, and the flu.
And probably COVID.
Walked away with things you couldn't wash off. Good friends of the show, Carnival. I've taken Carnival before.
No, they're not good friends of the show. Don't
No.
say that. No. Royal Caribbean or Norwegian are good friends of the
Norwegian was the cruise we went on in high school. Well, it was right after high school for me. The choir
Yeah.
cruise.
Yeah.
Norwegian
You
Dawn.
want a cruise for choir?
Yeah.
Yeah. We went on
Every year.
2.
Every other year.
We had a trip for choir. We went to Virginia Beach. I never went on a cruise.
Out-
And we got
so-
to perform on the cruise.
Yeah, our
That's
teacher,
awesome.
our choir teacher was an effing G. Like he
That's
just had
so
these
cool.
connects and was able to like get us in all these amazing spots.
We went to Virginia Beach and performed at Busch Gardens.
I have no idea the connects that he had to be able to do that.
Yeah. To be able to do that, to be able to conduct the Messiah singing every
That
We
too.
had that.
in New York.
He
at
was-
Oh, we didn't
Hall.
have it there. We had it
Yeah.
at Roxbury High School.
Oh, we did
He
it
was.
too. But he would actually be one of the conductors.
See, I just don't know if I would have the balls to bring high schoolers on a cruise. Like that would be terrifying to me as like an administrator to approve, bringing high schoolers on a cruise.
Dr.
Like,
Ruffino was a very brave man for that. And
Yeah,
I do have a
very.
story.
He was.
because
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because after we went after I graduated, so technically I was not the and the rest of the people in my class were not the responsibility of the school anymore. We were
Oh,
adults.
that's right.
So I remember the last night of the cruise, everybody's in the club, and like the curfew for all the people who are still current students at our
Me.
school was 11 p.m. So you and everybody younger, but for us, we could stay out as late as we wanted. And so I remember specifically, everybody's into club. The night's really about to kick off because it's 11 o'clock, and in that world, it starts to really get going at
Right.
11. He comes in and lays the hammer down. Is like, everybody's got to go. And then he looks at me. He's like, "You're 18. You can stay." And I stayed. And
Nice.
which didn't really matter because I was 18 and didn't drink anyway at that point in my life. But even if I had, I wasn't going to be able to. But it was just nice to have that freedom to feel like a grown up.
Wait, so you had graduated that year?
Like the week before.
Oh wow, very cool.
Less than a week before, and then I dislocated my shoulder at project graduation in bouncy boxing, and I was in so this was a year I injured it during football,
Yeah.
and then I dislocated it playing basketball against my brother trying to punch ball out, but I was able to slide it back in that time.
Oh.
That was March.
Oh,
Ow.
Yeah, I did it myself because I didn't want to go to the ER. And
Oh.
then so in June, project graduation, the night after graduation, they had us go to like a rec center. They had all these
Yeah.
inflatables and games to keep us,
Yeah,
off the streets.
Yeah.
And so I'm in
the
bouncy
street.
boxing with these big gloves that you hold, and like it's a pretty even battle. I start getting my butt kicked a little bit, but then I block and I go left, right, left, which is the shoulder I hurt, and I feel it go, and I'm like, my shoulder just went out. And I threw up the wrestling X because I expected the other guy to know what happened. I just dropped down. I'm like, no, it's out. It's out. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. So, like, do you want me to pop it back in? I'm like, no. This wasn't somebody I particularly trusted with my life. And so that was a scenario where I wasn't able to slide it back in, and I got stretchered out of project graduation and went to the ER. But fortunately, I was still able to go on the cruise 3 days later because I asked him, like, so there's this cruise. Pretty bent on going. Can you give me some good news? He's like, oh yeah, just be careful. And then I wasn't careful because we played basketball the entire time.
Of course you did.
Yeah, but I really wanted to go because sophomore year was when I had my surgery for my hand to remove the cancer a week before the cruise, and I wasn't able to go. So I thought for a second deja vu was happening,
Or someone didn't want you going on a cruise.
Yeah, but I got to go, and it was a wonderful time. It was the best time of my young life at that point.
Good. I'm glad you got to enjoy that cruise.
Which is fitting because my prom song was I had the time of my life. And then 2-3 weeks later I did.
Good for you.
And I owed it all to Dr.
To
Ruffino,
you.
good friend of the show.
yeah. No, he is absolutely a good friend of the show.
He is
His son went to I graduated with his son.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He
Mhm.
graduated from my high school.
Yeah. And he had a younger son who I think was a year younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which meant that he was my age.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was a daughter who was older.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah. They were in your neck of the woods.
Small world.
Yeah. Good friends of the show. So well, glad everyone's doing well. I'm excited because since the last time we all reconvened, we got tremendous news.
Yes, my youngest Pebble turned a year.
No, that
Yeah.
wasn't it.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
congratulations
no,
and
thank you.
everything, but this is, with all due respect,
Bigger than that.
this is bigger than that.
Oh, are you talking about me?
No, I'm talking about Creed reunited, everyone.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a Creed cruise. It's
Oh.
already sold out. I
Oh.
didn't get tickets, but Creed is back, baby. They are back and better than
Speaking
ever.
of cruises,
Yeah.
that was a good segue.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at that. So Creed's back. We're hoping for a new album. We're hoping for a tour. I would love for them to come to Music Fest one year, but I was informed actually by my boss that he rallied against that idea because there are two sides of the festival, the north side and the south side. I'm our event staff supervisor on the north side. The main stage is on the south side. So when they were discussing lineup options for future years, somebody brought up Creed and he said, no. And they're like, why? Because I need him on the north side.
So they were
What?
afraid you'd jump side.
They were afraid that I would abandon my post.
This
to
is
go
like the
live-
Berlin Wall. Like,
Yeah.
what side are you gonna?
Yeah. He not only was afraid, knew I would abandon my post to go to demand to see Creed while they're at Music Fest because there's a backstory here too. Every single time Music Fest posts like, hey, it's a long running gag. Who should we have next year on the main stage? Every single year, multiple times a year, with as many E's as I can muster, I type Creed. And then somebody responds, we'll think about it. But apparently they've been thinking about it, and then it got vetoed because it was known that I would definitely abandon my post. So, but I do have, and I'm going to make this plea, I'm going to make this appeal. There's preview night where only the main stage and the south side are open. North side's not open yet, and that's where I have to be the rest of the festival. If they bring Creed in on preview night, everybody gets what they want. The people get Creed, I get Creed,
and
I get to
they
go
get
do
you on the north side.
yeah, and then I go do my job when it's time to go do my specific job at the festival.
And you would be in such good spirits because you just saw Creed.
Exactly.
Morale would be
So
high.
think about they got a sheriff now. Think about
Mhm.
sheriff after he sees Creed.
They would certainly, have taken me higher by letting me experience Creed at Music Fest.
And there would be no sacrifice.
No, and I would absolutely welcome that opportunity with arms wide
arms.
open.
With open arms.
Arms
That's
wide
journey.
open. With
I know,
I
I
think
got
it's
you.
journey.
Sorry, I was
Yeah,
with
mhm.
you, but yeah.
So all I can think right
Nah.
now is what if it happens, but hopefully we come full circle next year to this conversation and Creed plays Music Fest.
You want my opinion?
Sure.
This whole plan sounds like duty.
Duty.
I thought there was going to be another Creed pun.
Sorry, no.
You're weathered by this conversation.
No. I felt like pissing in your cornflakes.
Oh, well, you did. You did. And you know, if Creed doesn't come to Music Fest and I don't get my wish, I'm really gonna just have to ask, what's this life for?
So have they actually? Oh God,
Yeah.
have they actually asked Creed or no?
Apparently, it was an idea floated around. I don't know. I'm
Oh, okay.
technically not privy. Probably shouldn't have
So-
said this on the show,
So
but it's fine.
Creed has no idea what's going on here.
No,
Okay.
no. But Creed, come to Music Fest on the first Thursday.
Would you compromise? Would you accept Alter Bridge?
No.
Or just Scott Stapp solo.
What if Edge
Maybe
came?
Scott Stapp solo, but I feel like Creed would sell out the stage.
What if Edge came and they just played his
That
theme
would be
song,
awesome.
which is
I would
Alter
accept
Bridge?
that on Quinn's behalf. I would accept that.
His
I would.
WWE contract's up, so maybe he goes to
Right.
music. Maybe he goes to Music Fest. Edge is
Edge.
Music Fest.
Yeah. And Edge
Is it bad that I have their song list open to try to make more puns?
No, it's a
Would
great
you
thing.
would you wait? Would you hold one last breath?
Oh, I got the best one. I got the best one.
Uh-huh.
What if?
We already did that
I
one.
did what if, yeah.
What? No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This segment's starting to become my own prison.
I'm leaving.
Listen,
JD left. He's gone.
I
What
would
happened?
just, don't stop dancing.
Yeah.
That's a Creed song.
Apparently, I don't
Yeah.
know that one.
Don't stop.
I'm not privy to their discography.
Well, it seems like we all have some homework to do before the next episode.
I don't do homework,
You did
especially
pretty
when I
good with that though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's
you.
actually a game that Elle and I play.
Yeah.
Well, kind of a version of that. Like, if somebody says somebody's name, like, let's just say, all right, let's play real quick.
Mhm.
So,
I feel like we need some like
Uh,
game show music to start.
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so let's say the name. Somebody talks about the name Tom,
Mhm.
and then I say Tom Brokaw,
And you just
and
start
then you
naming
say
Toms.
like famous Toms, and
Mhm.
whoever runs out of famous Toms loses.
So it's
Okay.
kind of like
Like-
letters with Amber, but with names.
Kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
like Tom Brokaw, Tom DeLonge, Tom
Mhm.
Cruise,
Mhm.
and then like you could like keep going. So if like I think of like 4 in a row,
Mhm.
then that like she's got to give me 4 or else she
Mhm.
loses.
So it's a mix of letters with Amber and categories from the game Kings, the drinking game.
Yeah, sure. I
Yeah.
never played.
You never play Kings?
No.
Oh,
But
well.
that sounds
Hold
like
on.
it's close.
Yeah.
Hold on, I
Anyway,
got
it's
this.
a fun game. So like
Here, you want to play?
Yeah,
Let's play.
Kings.
Okay,
or-
hold on. Here, I will be the game show host.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Mhm.
Ready?
All right. It's time. Wait, are we doing it with Tom's?
No,
Pick a
think of
name.
a different
Pick a
name.
name.
Think of a
You pick
different
the
name. All right. Well, I will. You'll find out. You will find out on today's episode of Randy. That's right. It is time for Famous Randy's with your host.
Randy?
I'm not Randy. I am JD.
I hope this comes out good because it sounds like crap.
And welcome to today's episode of Famous Randy's. And today in our studio, we have two fabulous contestants ready to compete in the Famous Randy's Gauntlet.
Maybe I'll finally win at something.
Maybe.
I'd like to
trivia,
first
yeah.
welcome to the stage our first contestant. It is Scotty Rock. Let's go.
Hi, so happy to be here, everybody.
Yes, Scotty, tell us
So
a little bit about
unexpected.
yourself.
I'm a 42-year-old balding male from.
That's awesome. Let's go to
Right.
our next contestant. That would be the wait, is this right? Hold on, let me check. Your first name's the?
Yes, it's not to be
you're-
confused with Quinn, which is another man that has frequented our environment. Quinn.
All right, well, okay. Well, then it's time to welcome our second contestant, the Quinn. That's
Hey
right,
now.
the Quinn. Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, the Quinn.
Well, I am the host and director of the show. Do you understand? I'm also a 2023 quarterfinalist in Mr. Health and Fitness from Muscle and Fitness magazine.
That's
I'm the founder-
amazing.
Oh, I had more. I mean, can I? No, you
Well,
know what?
no.
Yeah, let's just move on. Y'all know this. Y'all know me. Still same OG, but I've been low key.
Hate it all.
It was only fair that I interrupted Scotty Rock, so I interrupt you, the
Thank you.
Quinn. And
That's fair.
yes,
You did get
have
a
a
little
much-
more time.
we have a much more important task on our hands, and that is to play the game of Famous Randy.
Okay. Who goes first?
So how this works is I'm gonna flip a coin. That was actually a remote. Oh, someone was supposed to call it. That's okay. I called it. It's heads. That means The Quinn will go first. And
Okay.
the rules of this are simple. You need to name me a famous Randy. And if I don't think they're famous enough, well, that doesn't matter.
Randy
So-
Savage.
Randy
Ooh.
Orton.
Oh.
Randy Quaid.
Oh.
Randy Newman.
This is riveting.
Randy Marsh.
Oh. Anime.
Randy, what's the guy from American Idol?
I can't help you.
Randy.
Scotty Rock got a 5,
Uh,
4, 3, 2, 1.
and the Quinn wins again.
Randy
Oh,
Jackson.
that's
Yes,
a
Randy
damn
Jackson.
shame. It is
Thank you.
Randy Jackson. You were a little pitchy, dog. You were a little pitchy. But
Thought
that
you were gonna
means-
win, but that's gonna be a no.
Oh,
for
are
me.
we doing best 2 out of 3? I say we're doing best 2 out of 3.
Yes.
My show's been hijacked, so sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
But no,
this
let's do it.
time, Scotty Rock will go first.
Okay.
What's the name?
It's still Randy.
Oh no, we're out of Randy.
This isn't the name. The name of the game show's Famous Randys. I can't change the name of the
Oh.
game show.
Are there any more famous Randys?
I don't know. I mean, I thought
But
Randy Marsh was
it's
gonna get
time now for our next favorite game show of all time. It's time for Famous. Oh, it's time for Famous John. That's right, time for Famous John.
Oh, God. Okay, I go first. Hello,
Yeah, Famous Johns, go.
John Cena,
John Lovitz,
John Stewart,
John Goodman,
Ooh.
John Stamos.
John Kerry.
Who's John Carey?
John Kerry?
John
Kerry.
Kerry. He's
John
from
Kerry.
You
from
said
that,
Carey.
He's from that
John
thing.
Cool Whip. Go.
From that thing.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Oh, his name's my name too.
That doesn't count. He's not
You're not the judge.
I will accept it.
Thank
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. If John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt counts, mine counts. Go.
I will count.
Okay.
That. I will count that.
Jonathan Winters.
John Stewart.
I already said
You
that.
already said John
Yes, I
Stewart.
did.
John
You
Stewart
lose.
has already
That's
been
it.
said.
Whatever. When?
That was the second one
It
I
was the
said.
second one. It was from The Daily Show.
Thank you. So rubber match for the win.
No, it is time. Shit, that means I need to come up with another name. Okay. All right.
Play that beautiful theme.
Can't
music
believe-
again.
You know what? It's a tie. I don't care anymore.
All right. Well, nobody wins.
Can't Scotty just win something?
No.
No, the
It's
real
close
winner
enough.
is me, the most talented game show.
That was
host
pretty
you've
good.
ever
That was good, JD. That was good improv. It's a fun game though, right?
It was brilliant. You
Yeah.
understand?
Best. Did you have a good time, ladies and gentlemen?
I had a great time.
I had a great time too. Yeah, that was
Do
wonderful.
we win anything? Sir?
No,
We don't even win anyone's love.
you already had it.
Oh, well, that's
Oh.
we're all winners then.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No.
Would you like to win some
Not.
duty?
Yeah, every time. Yeah. Funniest word in the English language.
It's amazing what you can do when you search royalty-free anything music.
That's
Yeah.
good. I like it.
That's beautiful.
It's very stupid, but good.
Speaking of
Ooh,
and epic introductions, it's time for some stupid news with Scotty Rock.
Ooh, that was a
I was trying to do
crack
I was
there.
trying to
was-
do the Olmec like.
Oh.
oh yeah.
Very well, Jonathan. Yeah, go
Mm.
ahead.
No, it's got to be a little lower. Very well, Jonathan.
And then I have to make
Kinda-
pleasure noises as the gate opens.
Yeah.
What kind of name is Kirk Fogg?
Kirk Fogg. This is a
Yeah.
stage name,
Oh,
I
what
think.
the hell's his real name?
I don't know.
Dirk Grog.
Dirk Smog.
You know,
Yeah.
I introduced stupid news. and
Oh,
you're-
yeah.
and you're not stupid news.
Okay, so I think this is a very, very good stupid news. I'm pretty proud of it. And I found it very quickly. So that could either be really good or really bad. This is from WTOP.com. This came out on August 29th, so yesterday, at 1:11 p.m. And the headline reads, Chicago TV news crew robbed at gunpoint while reporting on a string of robberies. A Chicago television news crew reporting on a string of robberies ended up robbed themselves after they were accosted at gunpoint by 3 armed men wearing ski masks. Spanish language station Univision Chicago said a reporter and photographer were filming just before 5 a.m. Monday in Chicago's Westtown neighborhood when 3 masked men brandishing firearms robbed them, taking their television camera and other items. They were approached with guns and robbed. Mainly it was personal items, and they took a camera, said the vice president at Univision Chicago. Also, he said that the news crew was filming a story about robberies in the Westtown community that was slated to run on the morning news. He said the footage they shot was in the stolen camera and never made it on air. Chicago police identified the victims as 28-year-old man and 42-year-old man. Police said the pair was outside when the three men drove up in a gray sedan and a black SUV. After the armed robbers took the items from the news crew, they fled in their vehicles. No injuries were reported, and nobody is in custody. The local TV affiliate of international media company Televisa Univision is not disclosing the names of the reporter and photographer to protect their privacy. They are okay, and they're working on it together as a team. The episode was the second robbery this month involving a Chicago news crew after a WLS TV photographer was assaulted and robbed on August 8th while preparing to cover a weekday afternoon conference on Chicago's West Side. The robberies prompted national broadcast employees and technicians Local 41 to warn about the growing safety threats to those who cover the news. Our news photographers and reporters provide a very important public service in keeping our community informed, and we are committed to making sure that their safety comes first. Yeah, so
I don't know that that's stupid. I don't know. I mean,
I give up.
it's kind of scary. It's another edition of scary news.
Would it be irony, I guess?
I mean, maybe
Ironic news with Scotty
It
Rock?
would be ironic and also scary, which we're approaching Halloween. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, like, you can't even say the robbers were stupid because they stole the evidence. You know what I mean? Like, they stole the camera that captured them robbing it. I'd be more scared. If I was a reporter, I'd be very concerned right now.
I'm concerned because this could be my job
Yeah, well, it's
on
okay.
the line.
And well, I mean, you're on next week's show because we already recorded it, so I guess I have to keep you.
Well, you don't have to keep me. You could just fire me now and then keep me on for another week so people think I'm still here, and then
True.
Oh,
it's time for
I pressed the wrong button.
It's time to break up this awkward tension.
I might just keep that from now on.
JD, what are your thoughts?
Well, all I'll have to say is if you're showing up to, like, I don't know, PC Richard and Son trying to sell off a nice ass camera, that's going to be hard to sell because that's going to set off alarm bells in someone's head. Be like, where do you work? And he's going to be like, I don't know. I work at like Taco Bell. And it's like, well, Taco Bell doesn't have cameras like that.
Yeah. Where'd you get this camera that says Univision? Clearly
well, let
on
me
the
tell you
side of it?
something.
That too,
If
yeah.
you think this week's stupid news is bad? Wait till next week.
I don't know. I think next week's was actually better. I gave you a C plus.
You did?
Oh, you already have one. You already have one.
We
in the-
recorded Return to the Basement.
Behind the curtain.
Mhm.
Next week's show is already done.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
It's
that's
in the can.
yeah.
It's like
I was,
the
I
same
It's like
place you do duty.
Duty.
Yeah.
and the same place that you do. Whatever that is.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
thanks.
just-
Thanks, Scotty.
Is that a genuine thank you?
Yes.
I
yes,
don't
you tried
think it
your best.
is.
You tried
Yeah, I
your
don't
very
think it
best.
is either. I did try. No, I didn't.
I think
really
you're
try
getting
my best.
fired.
It was a little lazy. I got the first thing that I saw.
Don't worry, Scotty. I think we're both on the chopping block. 'cause
Listen, I've been spending the past week, pulling clips for the 10th anniversary show,
Which
so
is very true.
I've been doing my duty.
Yeah, you have your duty, DUTY. Yeah. And yeah, that's true. And so we have something very special coming next week that, I mean, we might as well announce now on the show. Next Thursday, which is our normal episode release day, we're putting together a compilation episode of some of the best of the Quinn Spinn Volume 1 from 10 years of the show.
Yeah,
It's going to be a lot of OG run stuff that you have not heard in a very, very, very long time, if you ever have. You're going to get a true glimpse of what this show was in its formative,
and it was something.
in its
let me
prime.
tell you,
it was something. And I'm still trying to figure out what, but that's fine. And and then after that, we'll get back to this in a second, but after that, of course, we recorded Return to the Basement, which is going out on Friday, September 8th, the official 10-year anniversary of episode 1 of the Quinn Spinn. And then in Nashville that night, if you're in Nashville or can get to Nashville, we have our 10th birthday party at the Cobra Nashville, featuring Aaron McClendon, the Mad Sugars, Ender Bowen, Lord Goldie, Foundation Mecca, and Decree. $10 in advance, $15 at the door. 2511 Gallatin Ave in Nashville, Friday, September 8th, 8 p.m. Central.
see, I wish I could be there for that. That was
I wish I could do a read like the Quinn does without needing a teleprompter. It's
I know,
it's,
right?
Pretty good.
it's incredible.
Show off. Dolph Ziggler.
Now, could you do that 10 years ago? a
No.
read like that?
You heard those episodes. No, I couldn't, especially if you listen to the first few, which actually brings up a good point, because like first of all, I mean, I don't know, this episode's been pretty messed up, but I forgot how messed up this show used to be.
Oh my, yeah.
Like between like, there was like this in between where, I tried to button it up, but like early. And then when we do these episodes, like it's wild, and like there are moments listening back, because like we've both been doing that research where like there was one moment, which is a clip we're going to roll into this first compilation episode, where I was driving and I almost had to pull over so I didn't crash. I was laughing so hard. Like there are things that are just so, and there are definitely things that won't make this episode because they have not aged well, but like there are plenty of nuggets where it's just like, I can't believe we did that, but also that's awesome and we should include it. And also to your point, like I didn't like, I listening back to like the early episodes, like the first few, you could tell how uncomfortable I was being a public figure and sitting in front of this microphone, which we have the same type of microphone that you recently purchased that we started with in those CCM practice rooms before even Mom's Basement Studios. And, you could just see and hear like, certain moments when things got a little awkward or controversial on the show. I didn't know what to do. I was not used to this. And I think there was a lot of fear. I think there was a lot of fear as far as like what people would think of me. I think there was a lot of fear about what friends, family, who I saw as my future in-laws would think at the time. And like, I was afraid to have a voice, and in a lot of ways, like, I've had to battle that fear constantly and in different ways over the past 10 years. But like, it led to the point where I can do a read like that, where I can come
You
on.
still have those fears? No,
not. But honestly, that I think they've gone away. Like, well, fear never goes away. I shouldn't speak that like it's completely gone because it crops up from time to time. But like, I've really come to manage them to a point where they don't affect me over the past year or two. Certain things happen personally, professionally, where I'm just like, what, why get caught up on certain fears? Why get caught up in certain what this person thinks, what that person's going to think. The show is for who it's for.
Right.
The platform is for who it's for. I am for who I'm for. And if I'm not, if it's not, oh well, we'll find our audience.
Move on.
Yeah. So
don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Exactly. Do you understand? So those are a couple things I've learned in the process of doing this, and I'm really excited to, and a little scared, honestly, to share some of that with you all out there.
You know what I learned going through these clips?
What's that?
That you used to be salty AF.
Yes, I did. I was a very salty person.
You would just
the zingers.
Yeah, but they were like mean.
Yeah, I used to twist the knife on this show.
You were a dick.
I have softened in my old age here.
I was like, you and I were listening to a couple things, and the two of us looked at each other like, "Wow,
did I really say that?
I can't believe you just said that to me."
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think like honestly, life has humbled me since then. In a lot of ways.
I got a clip for you.
Oh no.
This is a good way to describe you back then.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, salt is a
way of life. No, man, you got to hear some of this stuff. Like, I would say something, and he'd be just like, "Shoot me down."
I would crap all over.
And like, yeah,
I would make duty all
over me.
Yeah,
but it was like, just this is really bothering me. You have the cursor right over my face the whole show.
Well, that's for a good reason. Yeah, see, I still got it.
Yeah. No, it was mean.
It's more subtle. It's more subtle now.
Yeah, now I get. Yeah. Subtle.
I would definitely jab. I would definitely jab more.
Not just me, everybody. You were just like,
yeah, it wasn't nice.
No, you weren't.
No wonder so many people left the show.
But the other thing I realized, because again, I have been, well, I guess secretly, I secretly reached out to a bunch of artists then to realize that, I was trying to do it as a surprise to past guests and hosts. And
then you message pages that I managed.
And then I didn't realize that you managed 2 out of the 4 pages I messaged. But anyway, it's crazy to me how humbled people were and how appreciative they were to send a birthday message on our show. Like I was just very surprised. I thought we should be the ones to be appreciative and humbled and all of that, but they were.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like everybody I reached out to, they were humbled.
Yeah, they
were appreciative, and it was like really just genuine, thankful. And you'll hear it on next week's show. The clips and the messages that people have sent.
Yeah,
and it's like just, you have to hear it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, people love this show.
Yeah. And you're talking people who have been with us since the beginning,
Mhm.
like year one, who like our paths have continued to intertwine over the years.
Yeah.
And it's humbling to think, especially for how rough and tumble things were back then, like the impact, when I first came up with the idea for this, I want to do something that impacts people. And we've done that, we
Mhm.
continue to do that, and I think it's easy to forget that, when we're in the weeds of it. Lord knows I have several times over the past 10 years, lost sight of that. But like something like this, something like an occasion like this, an anniversary like this, brings us back to center and brings us back to that point where we can really appreciate the work we've done and the work we've yet to do. So,
yeah, and it was good. We had
Mhm.
some good stuff as off the rails we went back then, and off color, and just, yeah, all of that. We were really good. Like there wasn't much. Even that first, you always talked about how bad the first solo episode
well,
was.
because you told me how bad it was.
No, I don't think I ever did. I think you said how bad it was. But my point is, the two of us listened back to it, and it really wasn't bad.
There were definitely some spots where I got a little stuck because
Right.
I hadn't done this in 3 years.
But it was also not as bad as
Yeah.
you definitely thought it was.
Yeah, there were definitely nuggets that like I would be proud to put out there today
Yeah.
or next week. Wink, wink. And so like there was always that little bit of magic there when you first came on, which was episode 3. I spent 10 years thinking it was episode 2. Like that
See, you
that
can
initial
find that out.
introduction,
Which I have to hear.
yeah, like was really strong, and the banter between you and I was really good right off the bat. And then that was also the episode where that guy debuted too, and that added an interesting element to the show.
Yes, it did.
In more ways than one. But JD, as somebody
But I
who
digress.
as somebody who came in first in the prehistoric days back at Moravian University, and now coming back to the show after many years, for these later years of the run so far, what are your thoughts on the evolution of where we've come?
Well, I always kind of picture myself as the reincarnation of all the worst parts of this show. The salt, railing. I am the roadblock of the Quinn Spinn, and somehow the show still works.
See, I like to think of you more as the detour.
The detour.
Instead of the roadblock.
Oh, I almost gave my real name. Holy shit.
The detour.
Jay the Detour D.
You just take us around and then we end up cutting back.
Yeah.
Jay the Detour D.
But it's
Jay Detour.
That's my name.
I'm changing your name to that for the rest of the episode now.
Yeah, I
remember when you changed my name to Scotty Rock, because I like ska. There's something about ska music.
Oh wow, there's no space either. That's kind of
yeah. Jay Detour. I stylized it all nifty.
It's I mean, I really didn't. Life kind of ever since when I moved to Georgia, I didn't really get to see or hear, the beginning stages with the two of you.
Oh, you will next week.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, get ready.
But
you might not come back.
I don't have anything better to do. So I mean, it's just I think I've always been able to admire it from afar because I've always known how hard you've worked, the Quinn. I've always known how driven you are to do this, and I've known about other things that you were doing in your life on a professional level, but it was always this that you wanted to do.
And this show in particular, I think this is the cockroach that won't die in the nuclear blast.
I am the cockroach that won't die.
You're the embodiment of the show.
I am. If you're a Fallout fan, I am the Rad Roach. I'm 5 Rad Roaches. And I just...
It's a video game.
Yeah.
Uncultured.
Uncultured
I just
Quinn.
didn't want to tell him in case,
Well, it's because he's so driven with this show.
That's right.
Mhm.
He has no time for anything else.
We have to be. We are the no lifers that basically.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, just to take you off the rails for a brief second, there was a segment we used to do, which I think we should bring back, called Uncultured Quinn, which you're going to hear on that episode, and where we're just naming pop culture things that everyone's seen.
No, we're naming movies that everybody.
Yeah, but eventually it went into like other things, TV shows.
Yeah,
whatnot,
later episodes. Yeah,
but like
we did it a number of times.
But like that everyone's seen, just to see how few of them I've seen, and rarely did I finish above 50%. And I think we should.
Rarely did you finish above 20%.
Whoa, that's
whoa.
That's selling it short. That's
listen next week and you'll see. Listen next week.
But to your point, like you were asking me before about, okay, well, have you seen this, and this yet? And I'm like, no. I've gotten even busier. I've gotten even busier now, so there's no time to go.
That would be
E.T.
a fun
or Back to the Future. Yeah, I still haven't seen E.T. or Back to the Future. No.
Missing out. Or the Karate Kid.
Kid.
But we're giving away the whole segment next week.
It's okay. There's still banter that we're not giving away.
Yes,
anyway, JD, I'm sorry I took you off the rails. Payback,
Oh, I'm done.
Oh, all right.
Can't form. I don't know. I think I said most of everything that I said, and anything else I said, I think is just extraneous.
Well, I want to thank, of course, you both for being here. Everybody who's been here, and everybody, especially who sent those messages. I mean, we're hearing from people who have been longtime good friends of the show, again, from the beginning, and just to like hear those messages and hear like that they still think about us and care enough to do that, to give us those,
and also credit a lot of their success to us,
right? Which makes me uncomfortable, honestly, because like they're the ones doing the work on their journey, right? But it's like good to know that we've had that impact, that we have a part in that, and that's where I can like take that and be like, okay, we're doing good.
See, I think you should take that uncomfortableness and turn it into, you should be proud of that.
Yeah, I mean,
the fact that like they're not upset about it,
right?
They thank us because we did that for them. So, and that's like multiple messages said that. So I wouldn't be uncomfortable. I think you deserve that praise. And, at the time they had no platform. So we gave it to them. And whether that gave a jump off point for them to continue, or it just gave them confidence to be able to do it, to be able to say that we were the ones that helped them gain that confidence or helped them gain that platform or whatever it was. I mean, I'm proud of that.
Oh, I'm proud of it. It's just like, I never want to take credit for someone else's success. And that's where like, it gets a little muddy to me, but it's not lost on me either that like people have shared that sentiment. And I definitely appreciate it. I'm definitely proud of the work that we've done, the impact we've had, and it lights the way forward. It reminds you why you started, but this is a village too. And everybody's got their part in the ecosystem, and without that, we owe them just as much gratitude.
100%. And that's like, to go back to what I was saying, I was shocked at how many people were appreciative that we were asking them to send a message.
Yeah.
When and I felt the same way, that we should be the ones to thank them.
Yeah.
And we should be the ones who are appreciative.
Because it all goes back to the very beginning on Twitter, when I was literally, before episode 1, trying to find bands and trying to, ask them if they wanted to be featured on this episode that had very minimal online presence and 0 episodes, and how many surprisingly said yes, to where I was able, like before episode 1, I lined up music for like the first 5-6 episodes and met people that became very good friends of the show. I remember like our friend Spinn, who also spelled their name with 2 N's. We found them on Twitter because somebody else that they knew was featured. They're like, hey, they spell our name like us. And then I messaged them and was like, well, that means we need to do an episode together. And, partial spoiler, they're one of the folks we're talking about who now, all these years later gave us a message of the memories that we've had, back in those formative years. And, it's really, it is really humbling, inspiring, lights the way forward. That's what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep highlighting independent musicians, independent creatives, entrepreneurs, anybody with a story, a thing they're trying to build. And that's what this was always about.
Yeah.
And that's what it continues to be about. And again, partial spoiler, you'll find that that's not just me talking now when you listen to the compilation episode next Thursday. Like, and I was almost like, you saw me as I was listening to episode 1. I'm like, wow, I'm not just making it up. Like, see, like this was always about an impact. This was always about spotlighting building community.
Yeah.
And it continues to be. And through the muck and mire and the life events and the professional developments and this, that, and the other thing, all the times I thought it was over the past decade, like to know that that has still remained intact in our purview, and that we've continued to go in that direction, like there's something relentless about it that, like, I have to give us all a pat on the back for continuing despite the challenges.
You have to give it.
Oh, yes. There we go. There we go. JD, virtual pat. But like, for continuing to do this despite everything we've faced individually, everything we've faced collectively, like to come together and still do this, to be here, up at the new dog
passionate
house,
about it,
and like, all the life changes you've experienced,
Yeah.
You have 2 kids, like
I said to you earlier,
Mhm.
we were swimming with the family.
Yeah.
And I looked at you and I said, I can't believe I have 2 kids. Talk about like 10 years ago.
When we all
there was
sounded
no
much younger.
L.
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy. And you even said that, I mean, this might be a partial spoiler, but there was one episode that one of the cast members said, imagine us 10 years down the line. And
which was trippy as anything, because
here
we are.
It's just crazy, you know, because and it's funny because to think of the evolution of what the Quinn Spinn has given, meaning your other shows. And it's like, at that time, it was just, we had characters and
kayfabe was alive.
Yeah, it was just like, it was like vulgar and like it was just, there was some, but there wasn't I don't know, it's hard to explain. It wasn't, there was, at least from my point of view, it's like, I would love to keep doing this for as long as we can, because but at the time it was just, I'm getting together with like my best friends and we're just talking into a microphone and just having fun. And that was enough for me, and if I could just continue doing that and just hanging out, but like to see where it's gone, and it's very trippy and it's very crazy. And just to think, who would have thought you would end up in Nashville and I would have 2 kids, and I don't know, it's just crazy, and that was, I consider JD a friend, like we have never met in person ever.
Yeah, we haven't.
Have we? No, we haven't. But like,
until QuinnCon 2024.
QuinnCon.
Special announcement
where everybody dresses up as the Quinn.
The different eras.
Can I do caveman Quinn?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotta grow that hair out.
Oh, I will.
Oh, I know Cave. Never mind. I know
the era known of as, the era of my life known as the hairer, which I'm getting close to. I got to do something.
But it's. I feel like I've known JD for a million years. For 10 years since we started the show. It's just crazy what has come out of this and how just normal it is
to just do this.
And you do this every day. This is your job. This is what your life has evolved to, which is awesome. I don't do this every day, but this is such a normal part of my life, to do this, whether it's on Zoom, whether you come home and we do it live like this or whatever. But it's just, I guess what I'm saying is I'm humbled and proud to still be involved in something I think is amazing.
Well, thank you. And, we've got a lot of work left to do, and it's amazing to see where it's come, but it's also amazing to see all the things that it can still be through that process. The show can exist within the UMC ecosystem. It can exist on its own, and either way, it'd be fine. It can be a solo mission. It could be a sit down interview. It could be this, which is pretty much a version, a riff on the OG run, right? Like it can be all these things, and it can be more. And it's, it's a matter of, really, I think like what this has done, especially like going back through these old episodes, is like made me really excited about tapping into some of that pure ambition behind this, where it was like we were just getting in front of a microphone or microphones and just going, and it ended up creating a lot of very interesting moments, and it ended up creating some moments that'll never see the light of day, but more often than not it created some very like good moments. Like there was that one episode that we'll be rolling in to give a partial spoiler, that we actually had professionally produced for the first time. And I was listening back to that last week, and I'm like, I would put this show up against any comedy podcast, anyone. And like, if only we then I said to you, if only we knew what we were doing in 2014, like we would have been on the map super quick, not to say that we weren't, but like that, it would have skyrocketed if only, it's one of those, if I knew then what I know now.
Right.
But, and I didn't, and no, part of the journey was like breaking it down to the roots, trying different things with the show, with the platform as a whole. But now this gives us an opportunity, I think, to really come back around to what made this show exciting in the first place. It's like a band, after, they've been trying different things. They go back to their roots. They go back to those early albums and pull some inspiration from those. Our Lady Peace did that, who I've been talking about for 10 years. When they were creating the Curve record, they're like, we went back to Naveed and Clumsy, and like, we like pulled a lot of inspiration and we brought it up to date. And you're going to see a lot of that creeping back into our music. You're going to see a lot of, the formative experience of the show creeping its way back into the show. And I can promise you that I'm really excited. I'm excited for the future in general. And, things are always evolving. And sometimes, you get to reach back with a fondness and pull the things out of the past that can serve you and the mission and the platform in the future. And I'm really, really excited to do that. I think it makes it all more dynamic and, helps it have that impact, to be multidimensional, like we were and like we've been, and we're going to really be bringing a lot of that back into the fold here, without giving away too much.
So I encourage everybody to please listen to our clip show.
You'll get a real good sense of what we're talking about, and perhaps, for better or worse, in your opinion, it'll like the way to come.
Yeah, well said.
You said you'd put up your show against any other comedy podcast out there. Yeah. Conan needs a friend. No,
that Conan, one episode.
Conan needs a friend. Nah.
No.
Conan needs an L. Conan. No. Their show ain't as good as this one.
And I know it's not comedy, but Joe Rogan, more like Joe Nogan. Hey,
Got him.
The Nerdist, more like the Turdist.
Got him.
We're calling all you out.
We're coming after you.
Coming for that crown.
Coming for
the
chuckles.
Yeah. So
H3H.
anyway.
Oh yeah.
No, you had something to say.
No, it wasn't fleshed out.
The moment passed.
Yeah, it basically, we wouldn't have become the funniest podcast anymore if I said that.
Okay, so we're still good. We should quit while
we're still good. Yeah, we should move on.
All right, well, let's quit while we're ahead, and let's give you something for your ears. And my something for your ears is a song by Denim, spelled D-E-N-M, featuring Landon McNamara. It's called Wild Trip. It actually came out last year, right around this time. And the reason it is today something for your ears is because I'm very excited, because as of tomorrow, or today, as of release date, I'm heading to Cape May and blowing off all of my responsibilities.
I knew that was going to make
for the 17th annual Cape May Caper, which is the most joyous tradition.
Get caping.
Yeah, caping it weird.
It should be the second most joyous tradition after visiting me and then going to the caper.
Well, this is kind of part of the caper. I start the caper from here. You're a part of it.
But do you really put that all in one basket?
I mean, yeah, because like pretty much, as of today until through the end of the caper, and I drive back to Nashville, like I'm pretty much off the grid.
Okay.
So this
I just want to make sure I'm part of it.
This is the pregame.
Okay.
Does this
year's caper
the
pregame's as good as the main event?
Does this year's caper involve Atlantic City?
No, but it does involve Cape May Brewing and Wildwood.
But those aren't casinos.
Yeah, I don't have the money for that.
Oh, that's fair. That's true.
Look at our budget right now.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm a terrible influence. Something for your ears.
Everybody go gamble.
Everybody go bet it all on black.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. But yes, so Wild Trip Denim featuring Landon McNamara is the caper anthem for this year. Just like Little Things by Dirty Heads was last year on this.
Yes, I remember that.
I was very excited. And Midnight Control was the honorable mention because in my words on that episode, it is a quote, boner jam.
What?
Anyway, JD, you got something to make us feel good? Speaking of boner jams?
I think we're already feeling good if we got boner jams.
Boy, am Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't think I need to do my segment anymore. Oh, I think I'll hold on a second. Oh, I'm having a never mind. Sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I think I had a seizure.
Take this.
Anyway,
I was gonna slowly slink away.
all
quit.
right. So it's time.
Happy 10th birthday! I quit, everyone.
How
Bye.
does
Finally,
why does anyone listen to this shit?
my show.
Anyway, it's time to feel good, and I'm feeling good. I'm Michael Bubble. All right. Anyway, today. Oh my God.
Hard to show some skin there,
Oh,
but I didn't
all
get
right.
2 followers, so I couldn't go.
All right.
on.
Nope.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Before I start today's feeling good, let's all just take a breath. All right. That's better. Apologies for that, everybody. I can be a little too crazy for my own good, but today's feeling good isn't crazy. It's good. Because a discovered enzyme turns air into electricity, a new clean way to make energy dreams come true. And this is from where I get all my feeling good stories, goodnewsnetwork.org, good friends of the show. Australian scientists have discovered an enzyme that converts air into energy by using low amounts of hydrogen in the atmosphere to create an electrical current. The enzyme in question is called HUC. It's made by bacteria and helps them with growth and survival in soil, in the oceans, in volcanic craters, and even Antarctica. Monash microbiologists have now discovered it can make electricity from thin air. The important discovery is outlined in the journal Nature. The research team was led by Monash's Dr. Reese Grinter, PhD student Ashley Kropp, and Professor Chris Greening from the Biomedicine Discovery Institute. Professor Greening's lab specializes in how bacteria obtain energy. Dr. Grinter's lab focuses on the molecular machines that make up bacteria and how they work. We've known for some time that bacteria can use the trace hydrogen in the air as a source of energy, Professor Greening said, but we didn't know how they did this until now. So super, super cool discovery here.
Cool.
I am going to put the link to this story in the chat to give it to Quinn in case you want to take a look at
Oh, I will
the
take a
article on social media. But
Do you want the
take a
link
look
to
at
my
that.
stupid news? No.
Just this one's fine.
Oh God,
I just wanted to make sure.
that was a loaded question, Scotty.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
We'll talk. We'll talk. I think you're having a performance review, Scotty.
Sit down. Have a seat.
Yeah.
No, not
Remember,
not
you're
that,
at my
not
house
that.
for
No,
the
no,
night.
no.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That is true. He has opened up his domicile, his abode.
Right.
Could be
His-
worse. I could have you on the little black couch.
Touche.
Hey, no. That was an adult film industry reference.
That was a
everyone.
bone. That was a
Yes.
boner jam.
That was a boner.
That was a boner.
That was
jam.
a boner jam.
That was a boner jam.
Great feeling good, JD. Had some Science with Scumbo vibes.
Yeah.
Which you'll learn more about next Thursday
That's right.
on our very special compilation episode, Volume 1 of our greatest hits. And boy, are they great.
They are.
Aren't you great? You're great.
They're
You're all wonderful.
great.
They're
Oh,
great.
Are we gonna
Love
get
you
sued? Are
guys.
we gonna get sued by Frosted Flakes? Frosted,
Probably.
Frosted Flakes? No, that
Frosted
doesn't
Flakes.
exist. We're good.
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes might have a problem, but Frosted Flakes are good. They're okay. We didn't
I
impede.
can't talk. COVID is taking my voice. Also, being a game show host, I think destroyed my voice too.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever you had, you used on that.
I
So,
thought that was great, by
yeah.
the way.
yeah, very valiant effort. Your voice did not die in vain.
How many times have I muted my mic just so I could cough?
True.
It's all good.
True.
It's a lot. Oh,
Yeah. Well, let's get to
Boner
some
jam.
announcements. Boner jams for all the time. Anyway, so you can find the Quinn Spin, of course, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, YouTube, and more. Two Ends and Quinn, Two Ends and Spin, also on Instagram at Quinn Spin Official. Learn more about the show. Learn more about our 10th birthday show coming up at Cobra in Nashville, Friday, September 8th, on our official 10th birthday. And before that, a very special episode, Return to the Basement, will premiere. We went all the way back to Mom's Basement Studios, the original Mom's Basement Studios, Scotty and I. We had a great time, a lot of surprises. Before that,
spaghetti.
yes, and there was no spaghetti in the house because
Oh.
I didn't go grocery shopping, but there could have
But
been.
we found some stuff in that basement.
We found some stuff.
Yeah.
Some relics.
Mm.
But and then some things we didn't bargain for, but we won't get
No.
into that. The night before that, or the day before that, on September 7th, we're going to premiere that compilation episode we've been talking so much about, Volume 1, and there will be more volumes and more extras and specials being released from throughout our run here in the coming months. I'm very excited to dig back into this stuff and maybe even rekindle some of these relationships with folks that we've interviewed and that kind
I
of
was
thing.
thinking that.
Yeah, like, hey, let's release and be like, hey, remember this? Awesome. And then they'll be like, take that down. And, you know,
There's our rekindling.
yeah. The flame has been snuffed out.
The
Anyway.
bridge has been burned.
Yeah, there's no going back. Burn the boats. Anybody have anything else for the good of the order?
Not for the good of the order, maybe for the bad of the order, but not for
Okay. Try me.
Oh, you called my bluff. I didn't have anything.
Follow
It was
me,
just a joke.
Scotty Rock 77 on Instagram and X. It's still weird to
Oh,
say
that's right. Yeah.
I don't like that.
X,
So I don't even acknowledge.
formerly known as Twitter.
It's like when
That's
Prince turned himself into a symbol. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
All right, so follow me on Instagram.
Yep. And if you're following me, block me.
Yes. And also, I just have to say this because it's been bothering me. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
know when we get into our wrestling modes, we probably bore people, but Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, whatever you want to call him, is 36 years old with a family and passed away suddenly. And yeah, it sucks. It really it hurt. It hurt.
Brilliant creative mind, lost too soon.
Yeah.
You know, it's somebody who always gave his all to every single thing that he did, you know, through the different eras of his own artistry, because what he did in professional wrestling was true artistry.
Yeah.
And, you know, not everything, you know, always worked out or hit, you know, but that's the point of being an artist, right? Is that you try things and you experiment and, you know, like you find ways to evolve and
Yeah.
ways forward. And he was never afraid to take that risk.
No.
And, you know, it's amazing to see what he did in his relatively short career.
I was going to say he didn't even hit his stride. And that's
Yeah.
what's sad.
Yeah.
But mostly for like his family.
Mhm.
You know, it's so easy to get caught up in like, it's wrestling. He's a character, but like he's a human being
Mhm.
with 4 kids
Mhm.
and he was 36 years old.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
Yeah.
So
And somebody like that whose on-screen persona is so protected, you don't get that behind the scenes
Yeah.
glimpse
yeah.
at this point. Kind of like Undertaker just started doing non-kayfabe
Mhm,
interviews, you know, and it's like it's a shame we'll never get that
Yeah.
opportunity
Yes.
to like really get to know the man behind this and hear those
Yeah.
stories from when he was crafting these ideas.
Yeah.
You know, we're just gonna have to get that passed down from his brother Bo Dallas or somebody who worked with
Yeah.
him, but we won't get to hear from the man himself. And yeah, you got to feel for his family, his kids, his
Yeah.
fiance, everybody, you
Yeah.
know, who's feeling that loss. So our thoughts go out to the family of Wyndham Rotunda,
Yeah.
known as Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Thank you. I had to say that.
Well, I feel really weird closing the show after that, to be honest, but we already
Okay.
did the announcement. So
We did. I mean, JD, you wanna take us back off the rails before we leave?
No, all I'm just gonna say is life's precious and hug your loved ones.
And grab some muffins on the way out.
Yes.
And listen to our show next week.
But also come back next week because we want you here for a long
Yeah.
time.
We promise we'll be better.
Much better.
I make no guarantees.
Pinky promise.
You can blame me.